25,252. 25,252 cases ni ikuta musisia almost stress yonkoswa na ni doctor for ne kachire no yeni so na nose mask na wahwese wo be se no brano da bia na se na ohweso se oba ohro nsa wo hand sanitizer na tissues no wo de eye adwuma sade ye beye na yetimi aboye ho ban de free sa kwabna 19 yade ho ye to so yeguso a coronavirus nsense no na emra yade na ba ye mampani na nadodan kwakufu ado ebo foto se ankrankra ne wo mo nsem mo bie ni obi abetimi bia ye betimi dia abo aban no ye mfa nkona empanimfo na no enye ntutu ya eso ebebanfo so edi amagana ma ya omutu din se COVID-19 National Trust Fund na eniema amanfo de akwa akodum wonum no wo mo ahyase a wo mo de ekwa ya sabia ne atena ya hodo a eho ebehia se wo mo edi bibeko na odu ani che Kumasi abonten so a Kumasi South Hospital na ma me gifti afenyi dazia National COVID-19 Trust Fund no eja waka hu bie edi mpanimfo ni ma wo mo de PPEC doctor for ntade mumunu ntumu a wo mo ehyehyei ene akade a doctor for de be ye adwuma o Kumasi South Hospital ene miamia hudo pi wo de ba ye na ma me gift afenyi dazi de niam na ema no ena osre Ghana for se yade no ye ni sunkunimu nwie enti wa wo simple na se teku bia opesa wo de bo aban no wo mo ebio ma pona to no ma bibia ye nkoso a na ye moa aban e wo yade yi kon.
About 8 medical treatment centers Kumasi ha ebi be ko bono ahafo ene bono east nti efi ha nyame adma be ko takrade de ne be cover Cape Coast and Western North and Western region na Accra and so cover Volta Eastern and Greater Accra na ye be sre sasa nyame nyina no de be ye ade krunti a ye de bae go for pin shower mask yare no so kwa na ekosro te besre se be wo yensa na ya sha mask no na social distancing na ba na yenwu prematurely afese eniemen aya na nkofo aka na nkofo bi tuntum bi enim sasa na ye de aba hede obi enton bi eji wo mu di na frontline workers no so de wan say na
Observanti ma me gifti afenyi dazini etene kana National COVID-19 Trust Fund no board members no wodi ntintima wo so point one di mpanimfo animu a wonama ebe Kumasi abonten so ma Kumasi South Hospital ombede saniema we ebe dumwunum na Ashanti Regional Minister Honorable Simon Osemensa so ne gina mpanimfo anamu eje eniema no woda wonuma sepa hyebo se saniema we ya omonsa aka no omo edebe ye adwuma meso abanfaso ama adehye wa asante nyina.
Management of the COVID-19 Trust Fund is to mobilize resources from the general public to augment the efforts being made by the government. I'm happy to say that the members of the fund, the trustees, have done a lot. And since we are in Kumasi, I want to single out and mention Dr. Oforisapon and his brother Osei Kwame Despite. They've made several donations to Okonfo Anoche Teaching Hospital alone. They made a donation of 100,000 United States dollars. That is about 560,000 Ghana cedis, and it's not a small sum of money. Doctor and your brother, we are very grateful to you. Management of the COVID-19 trust.
Abujanti way the Ashanti Regional Minister Honorable Simon Osemensa ni etene nkanti National COVID-19 Trust Fund niema omo edebedum Kumasi South Hospital for no ono enegina mpanimfo na mu je niema no na woda ase hyebo so mo de be yadwuma emeso abamfaso no afi antwose ne enfo nkongomasi ho nsensemo COVID-19 yiba ye COVID-19 yiba ya manfo keka ada niema nkwada ne ko school titiru ene final year students no mo kwa akotro wasi ene BEC exams no titiru ne nkwada ne ko school kura no a aba beto dwa so yade no nkwada na hyase a wono nyanya bie no ama manfo hyase de pressure egu aban so se be ya wonsa man nkwada ne nyina emesene nkofie enam so ma headmistress ya owo St Monica Senior High School ano e wa Santimampon e kire se ono obi bia nya adwene se ye be ya adwene se ye sa de nkwada no akofie omu wo school mu no omu hwe omu ye eniama bebiri ho no omu wo school mu no omu nsaka bia no wo fie kura no ne nsanka wo fie na ba na wofo be gya ne sa no akonnante so okọ he no akwakote yade de aba ye wonum na nso wo school no atichafo ani wo mo ho enti se nkwada na etena school ebeboa sense ye be se chenkyere ma nkwada no enkofie ma me Esther ntodwa ne nsemo a wode tudwa kakra ni
nti yade yi ne ti ewo ewiase afa na nyina no ama hodo pinu na sesi wono mada om ho so omoda so a eboabo ho se de beyo na ento wona de hye ase ne senti ukoye school mu mekire senior high school to aso school ni mu a sesi mpo de da beda dwane se bi krampo abo awura school ni mu bia ma awofo ne akirefo nyina sesi wono matoba ha ne sa ne senti wudwani kirem ewo St Monica Senior High School ye no wa Santimampon mensiri bu a school for da fo na se wono mo mafa school ni mo pan yetimi aka wontrabo mu a sesi wono maso ne makura enye kuma yo mu ade akosom school ni se wono mo ngie na akirefo ni wono mo eye adwuma school ni mu no wono mfa mo ho ban titiru ene mo frank to sesi wo mo gie ntete na etimi aboa abo wono ho ban na eno ena wo kirefo ni pani mekire headmistress edema St Monica Senior High School eye Miss Esther Ntodwa okasa no wo kire sesi nipa pinu na isusu se nkebewia ye ma mofra no mpon nko fie na nke ntu school mu kura ne nso wo kire se da bida ye hwe wono nsohwe ye pompon so no ye ho behia se ye bebo mo ho ban mo matwere nsohwe na wi ansana ya ma wono makofie no kire no wo sa da wono masepa se wono mababa ya kyede se ede amasuku no
media to me the any say tum na nkola ne san kofie because nkola ne free ha na wo san kofie ye nim de o mbesa akofa ena wo fie de aba nti media ma dwonje ni se o man nkola ne ntena ha na de si ye be ye bia ye nwie ansa na nkola na ko de nurse a ohwe tigbe wono e bisa nyoma bebre especially go na ye share to protect themselves nti ye nibi nti bia be say be boy nyama bia omode abebia be boy ama school no if ye nya COVID-19 wasam bia nti if you am be ma say bia observe protocols no baby I saw omo show omo no smacks ya bra omo bebre omo obi dada aban abra bi na ye all students so di bia be count nti metu omo for say omo observe protocols no omo use sanitizers na omo de abra no and washing of the hands
enochi ena Mrs. Yeboa ya ono susu ye osuani dadani ya ono ena eka ne nuanom ho a wonom de sa kyede dodo ya be chesuku yi nsuso wono susu kyere de ntie nam so mo kaka wo ho bo mu a sesi wonom abeya doye sa ede ama St Monica Senior High School ya ewo Mampon
ya na ya ba be donate enema yi de ama yin school in support of the fight against COVID-19 ye hu se yare na aba ene emu how all students yababa be sick bay e ama yin school no enti enim se aban ayebi na nso so sick bay ho no students ne yare ombeko ho no enu nti ye se e wo se nya ne ma so eba sick bay ho no se ne be ya omo ekọ ho a nurse sam ya adwuma ho no so betimi anya bi a omo betimi di aye adwuma se ne se enu nti all students ye nyina ya boaboa ye ho ye contributions individual year groups various branches US UK Ghana Ashanti region obi ho so nyane obi e ho no ye nyina ya boaboa ye ho ni various year groups and yakwa no about 25,000 Ghana cedis and ye that to enema yi e de aba ye wo vernica buckets ye wo hand sanitizers liquid soap medical face mask ye wo disposable cloth mask so e ka ho a ye de ebi so aba and ye wo sensors say ye de sanitizers ni gum na don sa sha ase a eno so ebegu onsa ho e niema ye di ni nyina bi aba temperature guns ye di infrared ye di bi so aka ho a e di ni nyina e di aba e di bre school no niema ni bo hanya infirmary ho nko na beko ebi so ye di bi breast staff mo kitchen teaching and non-teaching staff omu nyina ebenya niema ni bia omo so ebetimi e di abo won ho ban se ne be ya St Monica's yam pese ye bete de esisi baby say students ni di enya covid no ye no ne
I was going to wear St. Monica's Girls Senior High School near Koyenwa. All students are quite more at Doye Brad, Junentias, on a headmistress, HSA, or no more monkey cassie, young colano, no munkufi, and Yajune cra, and Kodane school, Honoma Bebwa wonum, since I want more Ebekufi and Sosuno, Ebequakoyen Simbibi. Now, San Kodane Bekofi, so I'm better school mono, and oh my Ghana, I saw for her upon dinner once and some so, or Paneco Quajima menu so didn't know what to be, and away and say, yes, PTA for, and NDC for, Chinia, Yaman Kodane Kofie, Yaman Kodane Kofi na Kodana Shasi Omunya Yadiani Bie, away school senior Hudumwa, and a health minister HSA, one more keka sansam no, one more a yajuna enyi, Sabria woman, San Kodano was school mohonomoa, Yenibetimi Akomu, yes, and so bejano, no machetie, na ebia baby a walk or so, what they yadiani be a con, say a Kodano cranya yadiani be, our school so no more, a doctor for our honomon tempara, one bakako kute mua, a Kodano hobetono, since ye beja or monso monfan coffee nebia, what they yade equa comana wofo ofi. Health Minister the San Semi to Jawabra, oba pro kakra, our hospitals binuma buying ACCA, or my Ghana for Nana, on in some cheerful butumaya, when so no more nyadro no be a nyadre, see a becassi and quadano, or mococho was exams, and yensama or the munkofina, or munya coronavirus.
This is how many weeks ago? You can't answer that question. Why is nobody asking us to close down the universities? Junior high school started 2 weeks now. They go home and come to school. Why are we not closing those ones? The senior high schools, I must say there are problems in some areas, but the percentage of where we have challenges wouldn't call for us to close down the schools. We have been saying over and over and over again that we must learn to live with the disease. So the problem is not going back home. Else, what we'll have done, that means that we'll close down school for half. Nobody knows when this is going to go away. So we won't run senior high schools in this country any longer. So we have to confront the challenge. What we are hearing after investigation is that some of the schools that are getting infections are a bit congested. And we are looking at alternatives as to whether we can decongest the schools, send some of the schools to some other schools that have space and things like that. This is being done together with the Ghana Education Service and Ghana Health Service. So we find solutions to the challenges. That is how men should work. When you are confronted with problems, you don't go and say, I have withdrawn. You fight the diseases. In the pandemic, look at elsewhere. Big countries like America and France, look at their numbers, but they are still reopening. They are opening schools, they are doing everything that they should do. Because the whole challenge is that we can't allow ourselves to be kept indoors forever by the disease. Who knows when this disease is going to go away from the world? We haven't got a vaccine yet, so what can we do? So closing down schools is defeatist. It's a coward person's approach, and that is not what we are going to do. We will fight the disease, we will do things that will solve some of the challenges that we have and protect everybody, ourselves and our children. We all care about them. Some of us have kids in the senior high schools, but we are being bold to let them continue writing the exams and things like that. So we will find solutions to the problems, but going back to close the schools, I wouldn't advise that, and my technical people would.
I was going to weigh a Ghana so for her upon the Nihons and some so Panico Quajima menu near Tenin Canina, and Nico Cherisi, and no day Quaco hospitals here. A buying iron so Munsis or my Ghana for Nina, senior contractors in this year Jumafa and Okoye watcher. So Bibi Obejina baby, I can see money and nana nomoa, or more senior high schools Musisi or mobile more about bachelor was see exams in the Monkofino, one esa for na enya Junekra. Now, health minister no see and as some Jenfi or Renia man said in command this Yaman Yukuni say, or dance here bed dua. Say MPP abanya mampeni na nado danko kufado edano no coronavirus niema omo edidi agro ya se yanhwe yese kridimu a ejense mo hwia baby o my Ghana ebegina no enye papa bi.
Net Akufo-Addo government looks on helplessly. Our astronomically high and ever increasing positive case count is putting huge pressure on our already constrained public health system. Indeed, many health facilities across the country, including the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, have been compelled to suspend other critical emergency health services due to the overwhelming cases of coronavirus on their hands. Whilst the European Union also recently placed Ghana among countries whose nationals have been given restricted access to the EU zone due to our terrifying COVID-19 situation. As it is now, the center can no longer hold. Things appear to have fallen apart. Our health system and response plan have been completely overwhelmed by the pandemic. Our leaders, the president, and his talkative vice are nowhere to be found. No wonder the Minister of Health recently said that he and the president are tired of the COVID fight. How low we sank, ladies and gentlemen. Whilst other countries have stepped up their fight against the pandemic, we have taken our foot off the pedal, with our authorities almost but conceding defeat. The biggest question we must ask ourselves this morning is why Ghana? How did we get here? And since it is said that the problem well stated is half solved, permit me to enumerate the 10 cardinal sins of President Akufo-Addo that have brought us to where we are presently. Number 1, President Akufo-Addo's refusal to close our borders and airports, as well as adopt containment measures on time, is the main reason why we find ourselves in this severe and alarming COVID-19 malaise. This view is grounded by the high number of imported cases that precipitated the astronomical community spread of the virus across the country due to the lack of implementation of any proper containment measures right from the outset. It would be recalled that President Akufo-Addo ignored all calls for him to close our borders and airports from health professionals, calls from health professionals, the NDC, and other citizens of this country, and rather went frolicking in Europe at a time the coronavirus was ravaging several European and Western nations. In fact, you would recall that it was
I was going to weigh a branch Sami Jenfion and Renia man said in command this Yamanyoko Nina a dance one day of fee say HSM and Penin and other than Kwaku name MPP abandoned the coronavirus kono a diagra also more many echo huye. Yan call Facebook na Mohammed comments kakrabano yanken kamamona yenaye ne kakra emra. Ose me din de Eric Kwaku buedi me will be chim. Now I say majority of Ghanaians are very happy about electoral commission for more machines so more the year juma. I say I work perfectly pa. Into one man and come over and mo senke fidie ne be say na nke nim guasiaba or say shame or say 4 more to do more. Yakupon Enshira na nadu dan Kwaku for ne MPP aban. Abdul Basit Zongo Pania Kumase or say when him send this for the nkontompo ne nabraba samne de ombeto akoso no maka de akire Ghana for na nadu dan Kwaku for the project awaye no eni green book mu or e fili kadochi would wani be hu eno nti Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development toilet facilities bia omoso omaye ye na e ho no mo a so mo pese mu hu a omomra no omomre o senchia enkoma honorable Boniface Abubakar Siddiq and honorable Sheikh Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development. No so ne die no. Enoch Emmanuel Abba no say me show live from Obuase no say 4 more to do more. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. Mensa son also so dia but say or say she's MPP. Parents should go for their girls and boys na COVID ni real. Okay, ono so o patch say coronavirus no COVID-19 real. Intebe ya bata ne nkwase so mama ni free school mo no na hweno mantie ni aban work bia. KK Tenadu buadu Ose Sami Jemfi is not serious with his press conference. Ose, I'm watching you live from Denver, Colorado. You KK Sosodia wode aba eno no mamehwa say enhwe say menya mo comment ne kakra na makenkan ede amawa. Jane Crab say good evening. Me show live from Scotland and oday tema or say those who are not ready to get the new register, mom chiom hona niabrese ye per register no yenko ni yenko ye de ono so ne de no akwasi kisi gomua enkran na odiwe efri ebaye or say my fellow citizens voting against and another dan kwakufuado eye communal labor nti obesre Ghana for say yenyina yen get involved na yenhwese ye beto aba na yeyi nanado danko akufo ne ndi MPP aban ede efri honom Erikus fear pray or say honorable Kwesi Ameya Otreme a commission 6 unit classroom blog wo Enkrakrum community and thesis na chese watro dia basa no nya asem ketwa ena dedela we or say Kessben TV Kessben FM yedama sepa osma mode som Ghana for or say we or say a friend no akroba eye adanse or say this boy Sami Jemfi needs ni okay can dia no say and Kwabena Charles or say this Sami boy has a problem pa on so edian no abuzi ama mo dem comments kakra ba ye ne akenkan e de amamo no ye twasi aba na ne aka kire ye de ababeto amoso Abuzia baby awo bia ya samo akwa baby oba Kessben TV anyumre kase so yento ansam no so na yemfom free COVID-19 coronavirus nsensem na yemfom enkonsem fufuro enne nana B Henry nana boache a wono ne bobo mabuna no mo so no kokukwan pipi amanyuku no ayensem twefo nsem ni nyina momo ni chiase ye bobo e ho ne akwakoto bodon fo ya dom a December bosom ne de toso enso na nsem ne de akwako ibebiribi nana B kire se owone ma bed osia ne akira obetimi agina so akaso mampani na nado danko akufado ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamiamamu a womo ebu no womo aden sachira ye bebrebe aba mabuna setena ene womo abrabom nti oka kire ndisi fo se womo ye campaign womo nkira de ba kopa womo de beba benam so na edi mpuntu aba mranche de maba wa abrabom ore sansami tuje wabra womo nsam twefo nhie mo matudin se the youth must know dwumedie ekoso kumase abontenso
and then one district, one factory at the Numaba, NAPCO at the Numaba, and then we go under the job under Educational Support Center under YEA, and also you can't say, and nurse is for Numa, Yama in Numa 54,000 nursing trade. Na NDC abreso almost say IMF. Yet the answer to so yentimi Juma, and then other health workers. And so, Yama and Yuma 18,000. A BM Abusiafo, see a bedi home environmental health workers, see a BM Yama 1,174. Abusia, Sawoko extension officers, our more agrika, Yafa, 2,700, our more work here. Abusia, a BM, Sawoko, your security services, offer prisons, immigration, now offer armed forces, now offer police, fire service, and SEPS in Akahua, Yafa over 12,000. A Juma, Yadiama Ghana, a Mabrun Quano. A beer now Nobakaya in Fidjuma, Yadia car. I name another Danko Kufa, Rakakofa in Yumaba. Now Nobakaya VW. I enemy, Omodi, Omafidi, Abagana High, and Omoya Kano, every Ghana. And also the inhuman pim, and a air Ghana for Cocoa sector. Juma Mabo and Juma Ketwa, and then so you know Modiaba. I have 105,350 way our 2020 budget move. Yamenfa Miwafa, Quadro Oswa Free, Sir John Clancy ye. Ninuma Bako, Jaya, Ghana, Mabunu Yabakaino, and it's a Ghana Mabunu Sako Mano, and Mabunu 83,000. Our normal youth in afforestation program you saw Sir John Babia will be in Yamenfa Ministry of Development in Yuma Yaye, now Nobakaya YEA, a Nipa 68, a Mabunu 68 YES, yes, Youth Enterprise Support, enipa 68 pɛ no mutimi hwɛ mo ɛyɛ mfie wɔtwe nyina yɛyɛ ba yɛ ɛyɛ mmabunu mpem miɛnsa 3000 and over ɛna nteteɛ nso a yɛsa de ama mmabunu so no ɛyɛ 12000 ɛna yɛde ama ɔmo technical and vocational skills training nso yɛsa de 11662 and yɛde ɔmo afa nteteɛm okɔ jobs under the labor department nso a yɛde 2250 ɛna ama mo permanent job National Board for Small Scale Industry and nteteɛ a yɛde afa mmabunu mu ɛyɛ 1438 ɛna ebiem ɔmo nso a yɛde sika hyɛ ɔmo ase ne yɛ mo ɔmo fa nteteyam nyinaa no dodoɔ nan so no ɛyɛ small scale enterprises 23645 MBS kro yɛ ɛnɛ ade ɔmo yɛ ɛfɛ COVID ba yɛ mabunu adwuma atape ɛnɛ MBS a ekuta 600 million.
Awusanti we ɛyɛ Henry Nana Boachi adodo na afro ne sɛ na bi ɔboaboa mabuna no Emma Osono Kokoko MPP Amanyoko ni etene nka ne yento aso na yemfom nko abato komisa ne mpanimfo di ntwra ekoso ne voters register fofra omo eye ne mo na no kwasi ada no ade ba ko aganafo yehunu ye ne se electoral commission fidie ne nyina ye CBB di code o se de ndie bia na wo so mo bobosem na antimi ankoduru ntam ema miamia hodo pio ho no mo hya ase akra atwotwodi na ye wia be no mienu no miensem ho no mo enam so abato komisa ne mpanimfo ababonte ye pachew se Ghana fom so enche wonum na sambre no ahyigu ye ne nyina no omo ebehwe so mo de behim o police stations ahodo no bibia wantimi ankwankotwere ne di no watimi akọ no atwere ne din no no so no watimi ede ne mamba pass de aye adwuma Dr. Bosman Asaria wono eneye penimpa be de ekira bato commission atena ye honum na ode sansem ye tudwa
to ensure that every Ghanaian who qualifies is given the chance to register. The Commission will also have a mop-up registration for all those who will not be captured during the main phases of the registration exercise. Note that we will not disenfranchise anyone who wants to register. Another thematic area has to do with the performance of our officials, more specifically. Our officials continue to improve with the impressive numbers they continue to register on a daily basis. As the registration continues, we can only expect our officials to do better in the performance of their work. Yesterday, for example, information came to me that a certain registration team in the Ladekde-Kotopon district registered 201 applicants with only one machine. So that's a clear indication that our officials are on top of the work. And so far, the queues have reduced significantly in many parts of the country. We experienced some network challenges which delayed or prevented some registration centers from operating at their full capacity yesterday. Our technical team has worked around the clock to fix this peculiar issue. The Commission sincerely apologizes to all applicants affected by this incident yesterday. We assure our applicants that we will make it for the hours lost by deploying more of our mobile teams to speed up the
I was going to weigh Dr. Bosman Asaria, penimpa be the electoral commission at Naya Honomon yeten and Kana Wojina about our commission and penning for Nema Pagana for Chono, say Nano Quesia than Fidienua, Entimia Mejumansha, Sienta, Momon Fanche, Nemo Brenner, Sigu Yeninano, on Beresomo, at the Besisimu, Amama for Timia Church, Wonomudia, na peace and some penning for Susujina, we saw no more MPP and DC for Coco, Semachu Machu, Samunua, Seteli, or Moda Sukutekutemunu, Wonomunyai, Vigilante Semno, and Yanoni Adekwa Bato Wemu, one of my embassy, Ebema security agencies, no, Ebeya Jumasen say, Ebekwa home vigilante some, and Yadia Ebebuakra, peace council penning for at the San Semetu Jawabra, and some cheerful Shemunia, their Dede, and Yamahodua. And ye dintroya air cosway, or call a Jurassic Dumasia, one more edge, let's say ye brim a man for Honum, or call a Kaswa, Central Region, so ye brim a man for Esutifi South, for region, and Yasam Ketua, Tano, South Tusuno, and Yasam Ketua Santiano, and I'm some peace council penning for say. Oh, money be some panel, one more canon, much some vigilante no MPP and DC, one munyai near her see security agencies no ebeye mama asumdwe etimi aba. Abusua yanto aso ne inform free aye sansensen mudi ntro na abato commission and for church on voters register for wo aye ne nsensen ne inform consent fufuro mo na abai enam coastal development authority and ministry a special development initiative nsensem so ato afidie ya ye nuanam afarefoi outboard motors so wa hwan no o ma to bebra pem ye ne ye nuanam afarefo omo ekwa chichede am omo sade ebeye na omo susu betimi aye adwuma na omo nsa etimi akowo ma no maami a wona ye minister of chef fisheries ene aquaculture ho nsensem so maami Elizabeth Afolikwe ena ode sansem tu dwa chese mampeni na nado dan kwakufado ne nisu ade hunu ba akoso eno no ne nyina se ne ebe ni ebetumi etu ohia ene nkwankom ase ene nam so mampeni ahwami atosa mfidie wi a wonmu beche ede amaye nuanam afarefo
no ka 50% yet government yet 50% ama afarefo nyina enti 50% ne de afarefo nankasa na etua enti omutua na ye de amomo na ekwa ye fa so de beneficiaries ne se na so omo a ombenya outboard motor ne se ye form committees ewo districts no and ye form bi so national office na committee na ewo districts no MMDC so no any chief fishermen and other fishermen fisheries commission for and come who bo mu no mu di beneficiaries no wudi nkwa ye be hwe so ya afari ni na ukita biometric card na ya ma afari for no so ukita bia na wudi number any wo kenu identification number na wudi aka ho na ye de hu so ya afari ni enti sa beneficiary list no any
Abujanti ya mame Elizabeth Afolikwe ye so for her fisheries ene aquaculture ho nsensem so ne yete ne nkan yento aso na yemfomo enko nsemfufuro mu na ye banks bi no a na anu egu ye no adwumayefo na omo ye adwuma wo mu a ne egu ye ne ade sraban se enyanam kakra ban so ode ma wo no no se ye ntem anke bebo wo no pa omo eche se bebu so menso ne echire ni a sa banks egu ye ne ebegu okra no no market ya mabia enti aban egu no a wo so mu se wo so ne mamu no wo no mate sa aban se obepe dansha mi akakra dia ma wo no na no omo sraban se nke ye ntem a ebebo amasese de asetinema ye dren e dia ma wo mu pa
say who the crack as say kwa omeka kire say there be no mama omo email so there obi anim who send the email na ankwa e ma mwaye say email enye dey enko ye anya ma mwaye no na che say dey baby e be say kono akodu omunya enka ho ehwe enkire yen enti no sabio empare ye dware yen ne ka ne say ne ye ma mansanti ne a ekoso enu na ho hare enu a minya afre say o ne omo shise omo ba bayi no na no pese ehwe krata adum no insise ya ebema ya abotuyem se kwan bia so saa kitwe e ba beba no yehwe krata de nim sa emom ne ehu ni se omo pa akwanya bi atoa adwuma na yen wo yengide mu se ye dia ba wiye ye ba ko ne se omo se omesan aye validation ye kaza validation me jatum se yes ye fra o moga ayawuni me pa kire se ye wo memni da me pa kire se wo papa di se wo mami di se me pa kire se wo yedima wo ha me pa kire se ni eno ene ye friend validation se nipa ko no wo gine na ankoba ne se ye kutua ghost names ni nyina so eka ho ye na esan se ye information mo hwehwe fi ye nyina no ye de akogu o makache no ye susu se nka sa bre yidie anka sa sempai e ba yidie na nka ya hyehye mo amufi uni bank sa dey ubenya mo de mo amufi IFS wherever women wear banking wherever obia nsabeka no de na so no wo kan krata na enkyeresa
Abuzanfo ntiano no we ye adwumayefo a wo mo ye adwuma banks na egugu ye no mu no wo market ya kemu allowances ni nyanna mu akwakodi mu ena mo sra ban sesenka ban ye ne ntem kakra e mo nsa kasa sika na nke bebo awu no mo pasese asetene mu aye den kwankom ena ekum wo no mo sra ban sesenka ye ntem a e mo nsa kasa wo musika no akokeka mu no a nke bebo awu no mo ye pabusia ye gina we so ne de afisem na konko ha sei na fe yakwa manfo nkru so ene ni gidi ho nsensem akwakọ he ne yesisi ho no mo kakra Arahosam nkra babeto ya pronse free Ivory Coast abonte so kyerɛ sɛ wɔn vice president papa no de n'adwuma ato hɔ no mo ne nyina ɛyɛ ɔmo prime minister Amadu Kulibali ebeto dwa sɛ ɔyɛ nyankopɔn dia last week mu hɔ no mo ɛna ɔmo vice president ɛyɛ Daniel Kablan kyerɛ sɛ sisi baby a nneɛma ɛka kɔndeɛ ne kyerɛ sɛ adwuma na no de beto no no yɛsɛ February bosumi no mu hɔ no baabi ɛna ɔde ne krataa kɔma ne boss Alassane Ouattara Ivory Coast mampani sɛ ɔpɛsɛ ɔtena nkyɛn na Alassane Ouattara yɛ ne sɛ ohu behia so mu bedi nkɔmɔ na obusa na de crop party sɛ bibi kra ne nkoyi a ɔmahwɛ no ɔmatoto a ma ɔmo didi nkɔmɔ no a na anu ya July bosumi de ɛtɔ so ya na papa ne yɛ ne sɛ on de kwa no ɔpɛsɛ ɔkɔ a ɔde ne krataa akɔma president Alassane Ouattara Ivory Coast mampani ama ɔno so agye atum sɛ vice no so wɔkɔ de a na ne ohyira no kusɛkusɛ 2017 no mu hɔ no mo ɛna ɔmo de adwuma ma no sɛ vice president ɛwɔ Ivory Coast abɔnten so. Abuzafo nti sɛ de Ivory Coast mampani abedi ekyire Daniel Kablan ɔba betodwa so de n'adwuma ato we de ɔmo de maame ne nka mi di ne be 3 months bi ankenye bad nti ne yakɔso Ivory Coast abɔnten so ɛnonom afei yankɔ ani yankɔ gye ne kakra ɛwɔ anigyedeɛ ho nsensɛm. Abuso ya ne gidi awon sensem ya de mo hyase de free bim Stone Boy no mo hono mo a na wa hyase Stone Boy beam skills training workshop ni di kan kra hyase wo St Augustine Catholic Church wo Ashama na Bonten so na nani so ade hunu esi nani so nyina ene se mrante ne maba wo Ashama na Bonten so no ene obo nom ne namba chechire sa ense anya djuba so no bonsam ebe ma na spare bi ma wa hwe obekwa kodi bone eme no so akwa yensem bebrebe enti ono no odomfo adom na wanya kakra hwe na ta so no ene se osa akoni base wo na akwa akoso so mrante ne maba wa na senem enti ene e ba aduane nom eba eye bia entade pam nom ne cosmetics yene fashion design ne ho niema nipa bebura aduanan 40 ne akire ene odo o ma hyase a omo training wo no mu na Stone Boy echeche mu kakra ne ka ne penti a waye na adwen se wo yesa de we di amwa adehye a ewo Ghana mema sei.
Also niama omo che I think a category of about 5 or 6 things in it. Also mesua ebini soap making, hand sanitizer, ebisuni glasswork and framework, any a few more things. I remember obi bia na mesumeti bia ma me ho ne se edwumaden pe ene nyamesuro ne mpa ebone adwempa foundation and huhia because we are no free wa Mama, you don't have any morals that you can build anything up upon. Intina yenyinano your parents at least obi ni wa obi wi ase a oni awofo anenye nipa na ewo no ye a baby said e krawa na ye won kwa won de but obi wi a wo ye obi ade enti se also ye abofra wuti asem a you look up to the elderly, you look up to people who have done the right things in life to also learn from it. Mino and no na me de bomb bra and no na me to me to a man for say hard work and who here and I will be serious and
Absenti Stone Boy ni etene nkanonti we ndi edikan kra beam skills training workshop ni edikan kra ya washase ewo Ghana mema se shase free ono ani base wo ni hudu mu ho Ashama na Bontes wo nkrapompneemantem St Augustine Catholic Church wo nkrapompneemantem na ashase ne be kate across so to say is a fan base no across the globe nti Ghana member said the baby o say amanfo nya ne somfa so bia no obe ne kakra mu bia so no enya ne share wo abuso anwumre nsem a ye boabo no de besom wo no medemu sia na matotwoko ha na fe media ka ba beto so don for ya adom a e kira no Paul man ne ya dubo ache betena se no ma wiase nyina ache free Monday no ebesie ne de just spare time sim kakra edema no baba yankopon ya adom ekina no aba beto so the birthday boy your man in the morning o man ya dubo ache baba betena se na watu jana de amamwa na fe yeso so no ya baba support me dey na ya obo amali bia bogana honorable taxi driver uchu car no Kumasi City Mall e dey spread Kumasi a na nyumri o say won ne wife ne abusua no gufie na ja TV no mugu hu sa honorable ya kwara pawo na nse na waso ya yete akɔso so mu Stefan Kwache ene set nom ne bɔ mi chi do ma baby a wo bi e besom ho e da wase ama monity ne hwe nya do don for ya do mechina e besa ne mo hia bi